Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Casey, the Rockstarflipper. How's everybody doing? It is another Friday TGIF, guys. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys have some great plans. Something outside of making money, but of course, the weekend is our yard sale time tomorrow. If it doesn't rain, fingers crossed. It's raining right now, right outside of that window. So hopefully it holds off for tomorrow. Last night we did a live stream, live video with Steve over at Rake and Profits. It was a really great video. Thanks everybody who joined us on that video. That was awesome. And thanks for everybody who is going to join us tonight. It is Q&A Friday. So if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat window, of course, and I will get to them. I actually have a list of questions that I'm going to get to that people have emailed and, of course, left for me over the week from comments on other videos and things of that nature. So if you guys have any more comments, please put them in the chat window, and I will definitely get to those shortly. With that being said, I want to jump into it, and the first question I want to answer from everybody is this one comes from a guy. His name's Steve, and I apologize if I get your name wrong. I think your last name is Rakin, Steve Rakin. Steve wanted to know how tall I was. That was his question submission for Q&A Friday. Steve was like, I think you look like a really tall guy. I think you're huge. I think that you're like 6'6" or something. So I'm actually a little over 6 foot, Steve. So thanks for your question submission last night. I appreciate it. But let's jump into some of the other questions. Some of these came from some folks last night in the live stream, and I wanted to address a few of those tonight in addition to the rest of the questions that I got. Parker, who I guess is a local Florida reseller, high in Florida, he wanted to know which bin store I go to. For those of you in Florida, I mentioned that I'm from Tampa. There isn't actually a bin store in Tampa. It's in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's just over the bridge between Tampa and St. Pete. So that's the one I go to. You got that nail right on the head. Tammy Bolton asked a question that I've gotten a few times. I've gotten it quite a bit. She wanted to know if we wash the clothing that we got. I know a lot of you probably heard this question and heard the answer a lot. And yes, we do. All of the basic T-shirts, all of the easy clothes, the shorts, the jeans, that sort of thing is just quick to throw in the washer machine and wash and dry and get done pretty quickly. We don't wash like our suits or our ties or anything like that. We'll spot clean them. We'll dry clean them. Sometimes we'll do like the Febreze wipe down thing. We'll put them in bags just to get that thrift store, Goodwill store, Salvation Army smell out of them. You guys know what I'm talking about with that. So yes, the answer, Tammy, and those of you that also asked, is yes, we do wash the majority, about 99% of our clothing we wash. So great question. We try to do it as quickly as possible. We want to get to listing. So we try to roll through the prep work as quickly as we can. Let's see what else we got here. Jeff Breeden. Jeff is one of several people that wanted to know if I can evaluate your eBay stores. A lot of you guys send me emails or messages or comments with links to your eBay stores, and I am more than happy to take a look at your eBay stores, give you a little bit of positive review, give you some criticism if you want it. Most of the people that send me that stuff are asking if I can tell them why their sales are slow or if their listings look good. And I have obviously sold thousands of items and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I have an idea of what to look for in people's listings and their stores. So I can help you for sure. But let me start by giving you like the 3 tips, the 3 things. And this is in another video of mine. But the 3 things that every eBay store, in my opinion, needs to have in order to be successful. And number 1 is right off the top is feedback. If you don't have good feedback, nobody's going to buy from you. They're not going to trust you. You know, for those of you that are just starting out that have, you know, low feedback, just a few, sell your items cheaper than what you might want to sell them for. I'm not saying lose money, but get your sales rolling and get those feedbacks coming in. Make sure to stick thank you cards in every package that goes out. It encourages people to leave that feedback for you. Make sure you, you know, leave little notes or messages directly on eBay asking them for feedback if they haven't already left positive feedback. So that way you grow your feedback. Once you get more than 10, 15, you know, double-digit feedbacks, you'll see the sales start growing. A lot of people ask me to look at their stores and see why their sales are slow, and their sales were, you know, one item a week, and their feedback is like 2 or 3. Well, me personally, as an eBay buyer, I don't usually buy from people with low feedback, and it's nothing against you personally. It's just the people with more experience I trust to get me my items quicker and safely and with no problems. So that's number one, feedback. Number two is free shipping. I know a lot of people are against free shipping. In my opinion, free shipping mentally registers with customers to buy from you. Just include your price in your buy it now price. If you want to get $20 for an item, don't do 15 with 5 shipping. Just do $19.99 free shipping. I think that works better. And every time I tell somebody to do it, their sales go up. So that's number two, free shipping. The number 3 thing that I tell everybody about is double check your prices. Make sure you're not trying to sell an item for $50 when 99 out of 100 of them sold for 25 and one of them sold for 45 or 50. It means you're overpriced. It means somebody got lucky, or somebody, excuse me, shill bidded or bidded the item up or bought their own item at a bigger price to inflate the price. Make sure you're pricing your items correctly. Really look through 10 or 15 or 20 sold examples and price yourself somewhere in the middle of that. And make sure when you're buying merchandise, that's how you're pricing it to buy it as well. So those are my 3 tips. The one I also hear a lot from people when looking and evaluating, other people that are looking and evaluating eBay stores for how to increase sales, is pictures. Obviously, a picture, you know, is worth 1,000 words. So if your pictures aren't good, you'll see a decrease in sales. If you increase the quality of your pictures, ever since we've been doing the mannequins, sales have gone up and up and up and up. So good pictures are always worth taking the time to make those good pictures and get those mannequins and doing that correctly. So let's look on to the next question here. I think that's Stephanie Garcia. She asked a great question. Me and Steve talked about this last night on the live show, and it's scanning in front of store employees or yard sales or things of that nature. People are always uncomfortable to scan, you know, to look up prices or scan things when they're at a yard sale or when they're, you know, an employee might be in the aisle or other people are in the store. How do you handle that? Steve had a great answer to that last night, where he said, you know, he's honest with people. He just says, hey, look, I'm here to resell. I'd like to look these up. If I can't look them up, I'm not gonna be able to purchase them because I'm not gonna guess. If you don't mind me looking up, I'd be happy to look them up and buy the ones I can. And if you don't want me to look them up, I won't. So, you know, if you are looking them up and somebody asks you to stop, there's no law against looking items up in a store, but if they ask you, especially in a mom and pop store, they can tell you to leave. So make sure you just, you know, kind of listen to what they have to say, and make sure that they don't kick you out of their store. You don't want to lose future opportunities. But most people shouldn't have a problem with you looking up merchandise in the store. So that's a really great question, and I'm glad that came across last night during the live show with Steve. But thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie Garcia sent that question in via, I think she commented on one of my videos about that. Tom B., who's a longtime subscriber, leaves a lot of great questions. Tom wants to know about scrubs, specifically buying scrubs from thrift stores and Goodwill. Do we buy the plain ones, or do we just target the novelty and the special ones, or do we target the floral ones? Tom, I know a lot of people that can get them cheap for like 50 cents or $1 will buy the plain ones and lot them together. I tend to just target like the special ones, the Christmas ones, the dogs and cats for vet techs. They sell super good, 12 bucks a piece. They fly out the door. And on half off day at the Goodwill or at Salvation Army, I get them they're usually like $2.99 or $1.99, and I get them half off. So selling them for 12 bucks is, you know, a quick $8 profit usually. I look for ones that are like Christmas coming up. So the Halloween ones, I've sold like 4 or 5 Halloween scrubs, 4 or 5 Christmas scrubs. The ladies are stocking up on those scrubs for the holiday season. They love wearing them for those couple of months. So scrubs are definitely worth picking up for sure. Let's see. Barbie V asked kind of a general question, but it's a good question that I wanted to approach. How do I decide what brands I'm going to buy when I'm at the Goodwill or Goodwill bin stores? I don't have brands that are always a must buy. I have a list of brands that I regularly buy. I'll be happy to do a video on the top brands that I'm always selling. But some of them just off the top of my head, I sell a lot of Tommy Bahama. I sell a lot of Banana Republic. I sell a lot of Victoria's Secret. I sell a lot of Abercrombie, Hollister. If you go on my eBay channel, which I'll leave the link to my eBay channel down in the description, you'll see a lot of the brands. Just sort by solds and then sort over on the left by clothing. You'll see the brands that I sell a ton of. All those normal brands that you think of, you know, like Banana and Tommy and all that stuff. I sell a lot of Polo. My ties are a lot of Polo, a lot of Tommy Hilfiger. So any brands that you recognize are definitely worth picking up. Don't pass on something simply because of a brand it is or isn't. The only reason I pass on stuff like that is if it's stained or damaged. Really, if it's a noticeable brand that I think I can get $10 to $15 or more out of, I'll grab it all day long. No problem at all. So really good question, Barbie, but don't limit yourself to certain brands. You know, I never knew what Anthropologies was. I never knew what Free People was until I saw other resellers selling it. And I realized that those were really good brands. I used to pass on them just because I didn't know the brand. But always leave yourself open to buying a lot of items that you might not otherwise buy. Good question, Barbie. Thank you. And I won't use their real name. Their YouTube name is AK McGrath. And they commented on my video about working capital, PayPal working capital, and whether you can use the working capital for anything you want. Does it have to be used for inventory only? Or is it free to do what you want with it if you take a PayPal working capital loan? And basically, it is for whatever you need to use the money for. If once you take the money from PayPal, they take their money back in sales. So they don't care what you use it for. You should use it for inventory because you need to resell stuff to repay the loan. You don't want to take $10,000 from working capital and go on a vacation and then find you don't have any way to repay it because you don't have enough inventory. That would be, you know, pretty much disastrous. You don't want to lose your PayPal account because you can't repay it because you used the capital loan to buy a vacation instead of buying inventory. So I advise you to use it to buy inventory, but sometimes people use it for payroll. Sometimes people use it for rent. Sometimes people buy supplies with it. There's a whole lot of uses that people, you know, put the working capital to. I personally just buy inventory. I don't usually use it for anything else. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm thinking about for fourth quarter taking a capital loan to build up our inventory, to stock our inventory. Because my sales are so high, generally I get offered pretty high amount of working capital. So, you know, hopefully this year I'll be able to stock. I want to grow my sales. I would like to double them during fourth quarter. I know that's ambitious, but we'll see. So that would require me getting to like $30,000-$40,000 a month at least. So that's tough, but we'll see what happens. Is everybody able to comment? Can somebody comment? I have a chat room up, but I don't see anybody leaving any comments. I don't know if anybody's actually chatting or if it's just not showing up on my end because the comment section is blank. And I imagine somebody's had to have commented with a question by now. I'm trying to pull it up on my screen here. So just bear with me just a second, guys. I'm gonna grab Kate and see if she can bring it out and see if she can show it up. Yeah, I don't see anybody commenting, so I think the chat window is not showing it to me right, or it's just not showing up. I don't know. Kate's bringing her computer out right now, so we'll get back to the questions here in a second as soon as she gets the chat up here. Open YouTube and can you open my live stream and make sure the chat window is working, please? I have it open, but nobody's leaving any comments. Okay, I'm going to keep going because I imagine you guys can hear me. Next question came from, let's see. Carrie Clapp was asking about the video where I showed how to do sales on your eBay channel. And that is indeed for eBay store owners only. You have to have an eBay store in order to correctly do a sale throughout your store. So the answer to that is yes. And you also get some other perks with having the store. In addition to saving money on the fees and all of those things, there's quite a bit of pros and cons. If you haven't checked that video out, please, it's about 2 or 3 videos back. I can leave a link to that as well. So you guys can check out the pros and cons of having an eBay store and running a sale. It's pretty easy to run the sale too. It's just a couple of clicks, and you can discount everything 10% or 20% or 30%. It's a really great thing. I ran the sale Monday. It runs through midnight tonight. And yeah, so I can't see the comments on my screen. It's really weird. I've got Kate's computer here, so I'm going to be able to see your guys' comments. Sorry if I haven't been able to see it. There we go. Wonder, that's weird. I don't know why mine isn't working. So wow, there's a whole chat section. Let me run down the chat section here and see what's going on. Let's see. I see Loretta there. Hi, Loretta. Lindy's having a problem with video. Lindy, do you have any problem? Any good tips? Good tips on cleaning DVDs and games from Rick and Tracy. Yeah, there's something called a JFJ Pro disc cleaner, and it works really well. It's about $150. So if you want to pick up one of those, they work really good. Is everybody doing okay with the video and audio? I saw a couple people say that they were having problems with video and audio. So $9.90. Michael Anthony says pricing your items at $9.99 looks a lot better than $10. That's true. I always do like $8.99 or $9.99. How to price items quick to sell by Sam asked that. Make sure that you do best offer. Best offers work really, really good. Joseph Walls says, is there any apps to check the comps in the market if you're outsourcing? I use the Amazon and eBay apps. I just type in the item or I scan the item and look it up, and it'll show me everything that is currently for sale, the listed ones. Thanks for that, Joseph. No, the live ones, you can ask questions now. I've got the chat section working. I don't know why it wasn't working on my computer, but it's working on Kate, so I'm looking. These are the comments. Okay, hold on. I'm just scrolling down. Give me a second. I'm trying to catch up with the chats here. JS Thrifty says he does 2 to 3 sales per week. That's crazy. I usually run one all week long, but I have heard a couple other people, JS Thrifty, that say they'll run one for like morning, one for nights. They'll switch it up and do a couple sales. So that seems to be pretty common. Better Barbie wants to know the percentage of sale. This week I did a 10% off everything. I've seen some people raise their prices and then do like a 30% off. So that seems to be a good tactic as well. Selling ties. Okay, so everybody seems to be okay on the audio and video now. Loretta is wanting to know how to clean plushes. You can really only spot wash them. I don't recommend putting them in the washer. I've heard some people that destroyed plushes sticking them in the washer. So spot cleaning them, use the magic eraser stuff or anything like that works really good. Yeah, JS Thrifty says 10 to 30%. That's exactly what I hear from everybody. Sam has 50 ties to get rid of. Make sure you're best offering them. Right now, all my ties are selling between $6 and $8. Some of the higher end ones 10 to 12, just depends. What do you do about people that don't pay after you accept a buy it now offer? Eric, they get 3 days, and then you can open a unpaid item case against them. And if they don't pay after 3 days, you'll get a final value credit, and then you can relist the item. Johnny Rentis, is the Gandy outlet open on the weekends? They are open on Saturdays until 8 a.m. to, they usually close up around like 2. It says they're open till 3, I think, but usually by 2 they're stopped. So you want to go like by 9 or 10 o'clock at the latest to get there. How do I sell ties every day? Best offer. People make offers on ties all day, and I always accept at least one a day typically. Lotting up ties is a good idea. If you have ones that have been around forever or they're just plain no name brands, I would lot them. I actually have a bunch. I probably should start lotting them. Tom, you're having some audio problems. I saw a couple messages from you about that. I'm not sure what's going on, bud. You might be because you're on your phone. I'm not sure how live works on the phone, but I don't see anybody else having any issues. So Hipster, to give 30% off, most of the people that do that raise their prices, and then like they'll raise it couple dollars, and then they'll do 30% off. They don't just drop 30%, otherwise they'd lose money. Lindy, to keep track of inventory, it's hard. I don't, I can, on the top of my head, I can tell when stuff's been here forever, for a long time. So I know how to reduce the prices on it, to try to keep it moving. I don't really mind stuff being here forever though, because remember, my cost on stuff is really, really low. On the phone sounds fine, Nicole, the female hustler. So Tom, you must just be having an issue. Make sure your volume's up and make sure that your settings inside of your app are turned up. Cleaning silk ties, you would probably want to, if there's a stain on a silk tie, magic eraser is safe for silk. I know that. And outside of that, just use like a little bit of stuff on your finger. And if you can't get it off, the tie might be worth just tossing. Although a lot of craft people buy ties, so make sure you don't ever just like throw them away. You can check and see if they're good for craft buyers. Everybody told me that. What is the weirdest thing I've ever found in a used clothing pocket? Sylvia Keen. I haven't found anything weird in clothing pockets. I've never found money, though. A lot of you find money all the time. And I use tissues. Yeah, maybe. I don't find money ever. You guys always find money. Everybody always tells me about how they find money. The other day at the Goodwill bin store, a lady I see there all the time found a $20 bill right in front of everybody. I was pretty upset about it. Pretty jealous because the item she found it in was completely hideous. I don't even know what that shirt was. It was like a pocket of a shirt. She found a $20 bill. I've never found $1. Pretty mad about all that. How much do I keep to myself of my sales? It's a good question, but pretty much everything. My business is ran as what's called a pass-through business. It's a sole owner LLC. So whatever the company makes is what I make. I don't have to write myself a paycheck. So if I start the month at $1,000 and I sell $1,000 in profit, and at the end of the month there was $2,000 in the bank, I'm free to spend that money however I want. I can pay my bills with it. I can pay my employees. I can take it out and go crazy and go party. So I basically spend whatever I need to pay my bills and whatever amount I need to reinvest in inventory. My average spending on inventory, it's gone down since I've been buying cheaper items. I used to spend $10,000 a month. Now I'm probably spending, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000 a month, a couple thousand a week. So it just depends on how busy I am and how much I go out. But I keep all the money. It's basically, it's mine. I just got to make sure to reinvest in the inventory. Always reinvest in the inventory. Red Rocket, how do you list bigger items? Would you bypass eBay, Amazon, and post on local apps such as Letgo, Craigslist? Yeah, if the item is too heavy, if it's a big 20, 30, 40-pound item, some people do furniture or tables or stuff like that. I would just send it locally. There's just too much risk of it getting broken, too much shipping. If, God forbid, it needed to come back, you have to pay return shipping on a $30, $40 item. You don't want to mess with that, at least not in my opinion. I know some people that do it, but I don't know how. When do I think it's appropriate to start, this is picking for profit, to start an eBay store versus listing? So I've done the math, and based on a straight lister to a basic store, if you are listing more than 66 items beyond the free items they give you, 66 additional items, then you need to start a basic store. Otherwise, you're paying more for the insertion fees than you would pay for the cost of the store. And that's at the $20 monthly for the annual sign up for the store. So 66 items beyond the free items is what the threshold is. And then to go from the basic to the premium store, I think it's like 180. I do have a premium store. I don't have an anchor store because the cost of the anchor store is like $300 a month, which comes to like 2,000 listings. I don't list 2,000 items a month, but if I hit 2,000 items a month, then I will definitely upgrade. Ivan Pena, how much is actually profit on my items or per month? On my items, it all depends on what I sell it for. How much is my profit on my sales? Usually like 50% is gross profit. Profit Adventures, love the videos. Thank you very much. Sam says, I got a $1955 bill for change at the Goodwill and just sold it today for $11. Selling money for a profit is pretty impressive. I got to be answer. Please answer picking for profits question. Picking for profit. Is that the one I just answered? Oh, yeah, to the eBay store. Yeah. Make sure that you're doing more than 66 items beyond the free listings, because you get a certain amount of free listings in each store. So those free listings are obviously, they don't count. They don't cost you anything, just the cost of the store. You got to do 66 beyond, because 66 listings is equal to that $20 a month that you would spend on the basic store. 2.5 hour trip to your nearest Goodwill. That is a make sure to get there at open and leave it closed. Make it worth your trip. That's a it's 2.5 hour round trip. That's not so bad. An hour and 15 minutes each way. I go like 40 minutes to my Goodwill outlet. Steve's here. Steve Rakin is in the chat room. Look who's live. He couldn't resist. How you doing, Steve? Aren't you supposed to be live right now, or did I miss the live already? I was just watching Steve's video. I think, is that already done? I thought you were live right now. Or are we like cross-living? Are you like doing a live video while you're chatting to me? That would be pretty multi-talented, I got to say. Michael Anthony, do you sell on consignment? I have not, but it's actually about to happen. I have an opportunity to buy bulk clothing. A lot of it is just really cheapo stuff that I'm not going to take the time to list on eBay, but I'm going to have somebody do like literally yard and thrift stores. And Steve's typing to me. Sorry. I'm going to have somebody take my bulk clothing and sell it for $1 or $2 at yard sales. And I'm basically going to have no cost in the inventory because the good stuff out of the bulk will sell for profit. And the leftover stuff, I'm just going to give them instead of donating and let them sell for $1 or $2 per piece at a yard sale. And if they can do $500 or $600 or $700 in a weekend, I'll let them keep half because every dollar I get out of that is like a free check basically. So if you ever have leftover inventory, that's probably a good idea to take that leftover inventory. Some people donate it, which I do to get the tax write-off and just to do a good deed. But sometimes just give it to somebody to yard sale if you don't have the time. Somebody would love to do a yard sale with free merchandise and keep half of everything they sell. So it's really good. Yeah, smash the like button. We got 37 likes so far. Steve was live this morning. Lindy says 2.5 hours one way to a Goodwill outlet. That's a haul. That's a haul, Lindy. I gotta admit. Sylvia wants to know where I see myself in 3 to 10 years. Well, me and Steve talked about it a little bit last night. I want to double what I'm doing in the next year. It's going to require me getting a bigger building, getting everybody under one roof, getting everything in one place, and basically expanding on what I have here and purchasing more in bulk. Steve touched on it a little bit, purchasing from China and Alibaba to bring in private label products, buying these bulk clothing and getting these bulk deals going, really sourcing more than one at a time. I'm not going to ever stop doing what I do sourcing, but I have to start adding on to it. So you always have to be looking for new outlets and new ways to grow the business and bring on more inventory, which will force you into bringing on an employee. For those of you that don't have an employee, I have 2 currently. So that's my plan for the next year to 2 years. I would hope in 3 years I can grow the company to a full-time operation where I can hire somebody to do sourcing to help me. I would love to go on a vacation. That has not happened. 3 years ago, I went to Vegas to a trade show. I went to Las Vegas for a 3-day trade show. I didn't gamble a single dollar. I didn't drink a single drink. I don't remember drinking any drinks. And I didn't do anything. I think I laid out at the pool for like 2 hours. So yeah, a proper vacation would be awesome. And that would require me hiring more employees. So that's my goal for the next 3 years. In 10 years, that's way past me. I don't even know where I'll be in 10 years. Who knows? Yes. Lula Lifton, Ifton wants to know if now is a good time to start an eBay business. It is a good time to start an eBay business. It's 4th quarter. So get your inventory up and start selling it, make good profits. Patricia, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun doing the video with Steve for sure. Would I rather retake pictures or spend my time listing new? Listing new, always. If you have downtime, go back and edit and fix your listings, but always focus on new items. Always, always, always. 1972, NYC found an Air Force jacket for $5. They thought it was a Halloween costume. That's funny. If you look at my haul video from the day before, I found a U.S. Navy jacket. I paid like $3 for it. I'm going to list it for $49.99. So that was a great find. Those are really, really good. Do I get to write off all of my car payments by Sam? No. And there's a reason. You can write off your car payment. I do not write off my car payment. Steve, I hope, is still here. I write off my gas and mileage, my travel. I do not write off my car payment. And the reason I do not write off my car payment is I have purchased a car that is far and beyond what is necessary. If you drive a normal car or you buy a special car or truck or whatever for your hauling, by all means, write it off. I'm not going to write my car off. For those of you that don't know, I drive a BMW i8. If I was to write that off and present that to the IRS, I'm pretty sure they would send me a letter back with 2 letters written on the letter that said "No, no." But a normal car payment and a normal business, by all means, write that off. Just I won't be doing it anytime in the near future. Thanks for that question, Sam. All right, let's keep scrolling down. Oh, Michael wants to know if I sell other people's items on consignment. Yes, I have absolutely done that. I'm currently not consigning. I would love to consign other people's stuff. So I got to work on that too. That's part of growing the business. So I'm looking for an opportunity to do that all the time. When did I decide TN Thrift? DR wants to know, when did I get an employee? When every day the pile of unlisted items grew bigger and bigger and bigger until I had like 1,000 items not listed. I had to start paying somebody to list. That was when I decided that it was time, for sure. Picking for Profit shows a lot of wants to check out his channel. Go check out Picking for Profits. Looks like he does a lot of flea market footage. I'd like to check that out too myself. I don't go to too many flea markets. There are a couple around here, but I don't ever usually go to them. There are a lot of vendors. Yeah, Rakin is pointing out Picking for Profit too. I have seen your channel, Picking for Profit. I'll be honest, I've only seen a couple of videos. I'm gonna go check it out some more though. What Tom Brawley wants to know what I sell on Amazon. I sell mainly video games and iPods. Video games I get from pawn shops, Craigslist, and yard sales. So I buy the video games. Say I pay $1, $2, $3. I list them for $9.99, $12.99, and that's the majority of my Amazon sales. Can we get Bonafide Hustler in the video with you? Bonafide's a busy guy, man. Bonafide's got like the family and the picking and the hustling and the green room. Bonafide's a pretty crazy guy. I'd love for him to join though anytime he's ready. Jerry Lopez bought 3 toners at a yard sale for 50 and sold them for 60 each. Pretty good turnaround. What did I do before eBay? That was a long time ago. I worked with my dad in the construction field. He's a contractor, so I did a little bit of that work. I've been selling for like 10 years. So back when I was like 19, 20, when I started. So yeah. Yeah, Eric, best to get a CPA. You can write off your car payments, but make sure that you understand how to do it properly. Consult a CPA for sure. Yeah, you can write off gas and mileage. If you use TurboTax or any of those, they help you walk through that program too, or a good CPA. The dollar store, I don't buy from. I have not had a lot of luck in there. I have 300 followers. Are most of my sales from them, or do you always have all kinds of people buying? No, I would say most of my followers don't purchase from me. I don't know why they follow me. They may have purchased from me once, but they don't purchase again. A lot of my repeat customers actually don't follow me. I've looked at that. How do you keep track of how much you spend on each item? Do they just get entered individually into a spreadsheet? Individual items, yes. Like if I buy an item for $5 or $10, I put it in individually. But when I go to the Goodwill and buy like 100 items and spend like $20, I just put one purchase. 100 items, $20. I don't line item it. It would take entirely too long. I buy thousands of items. I would spend my entire day accounting. It's too much work, too much labor. And the IRS isn't going to audit you down to every t-shirt anyways. If they audited me, they would just ask for my total purchases from a certain day or certain month or certain year, and you just present them with the receipts. As long as the receipts add up, that's all they're going to care about. What got me into eBay is because there's no limit on how much money you can make. You could buy an item for $1 and sell it for $1 million tomorrow if you bought the right item. Plain and simple. There's no limit. I don't have to work for anybody, and you can make as much as you want. What are best sources for bulk shipping items like bubble mailers from John Bishop? I buy them all off eBay. I actually had to buy bubble mailers tonight. I bought 1,000 of them. Number 2 bubble mailers, and I paid like $90 for them, just shy of $90, free shipping. Uline and Associated Paper are more expensive than eBay. I did all the research last night. I always check out prices, but eBay's always cheaper. And Amazon, it was like $5 more. I had non-payments already. You had a lot of non-payments. No, I get 1 or 2 a week, 3 a week. Not too many. And usually when I send them the unpaid item reminder, usually at least one of them pays. So just send them that invoice, that unpaid under awaiting payments, just hit send invoice and usually they'll pay it. Sometimes people just forget, especially if they have a lot of feedback, they'll almost always pay it. It's only the ones with like 0 or 1 or 2 feedback that don't pay it. State tax you pay quarterly. Tom, you need to look into talking to a CPA or somebody. Every state is different. In my state, it is quarterly. And you have to pay for anybody that buys in your state. But if you're Amazon and your FBA, anywhere that you have inventory stored, you're also responsible for sales tax. And you're supposed to pay sales tax even if you just sell one item. You're responsible for that item. So just talk to an accountant. That's probably your best bet. I know they're expensive, but to get the right advice is priceless. First gen nanos are good to resell. You should buy them around $20 or less in any condition. Apple has a if you Google iPod Nano replacement program, they'll take your iPod Nano first gens back and give you a brand new 7th gen that you can sell for $70. Yeah, Jerry, you do write off your home office. I do write off my home office. My home office is actually about to knock something over. Ugh, I'll turn it. Our home office is actually right in there. And I do get a nice little write-off for that. But get a CPA. Again, I can't stress the CPA enough. Kim wants to know, do I get scammers? No one's ever like really scammed me hardcore. It's been a while since that's happened. It used to happen a lot more, but eBay helps to work with us a lot more. Sam found a Disney train for $1, cleaned it up, flipped for 115. Those are awesome. Those home runs are awesome for sure. How long do you run a sale? 10%, Chad Neal. I ran mine this week from Monday to Friday. It ends tonight at midnight. So in a couple hours. And it really helped my sales this week. I did it 10%. 10% was perfect. Tommy Hilfiger for 750. Why eBay sets $1,000 max earnings per month? Wilfred Cruz Ruiz. This is a question I got a lot about limits. Until you build a history in your first 30 and 60 days, you are limited to how much you can sell. If you sell those limits and you keep good feedback, those limits will raise to 2,000 or 5,000, and then you can continue selling more. So good question. How do I know which video games to get without scanning them, Alex? I look up every video game. The prices change so much. They fluctuate up and down a lot. I have learned which ones to look for. So, I mean, I have a pretty good knowledge of which games are best to get. But, yeah, I look them all up. Always look them up. Eric, do I limit myself to spending capital when I'm out buying and make sure that I don't run out of capital rather than listing? It's a good question. I typically know how much money I have coming in at all times and how much has to go out for the week. So when I start a week, I know that, between Monday and Sunday, between the bills and payroll and taxes or whatever, I'm going to need, say, $3,000. So I look at what's in the bank, and if there's $5,000 in the bank, I know that I have $2,000 surplus beyond the $3,000 I have to spend. So I know as I go through the week how much I spend. If I go a couple of days and I spend $1,000 in 3 or 4 days, I know I've spent half my money, and then obviously I'm selling during the week, so more money's coming in. So I'm always keeping track of that balance. And typically what I do is keep a spreadsheet of the funds that are available to me at the beginning of the week, the bills coming out for the next 7 days, expenses, bills, supplies, and then plus or minus. And then when sales come in, I add that to the plus. And if more bills come up or I spend money, then that goes in the minus. It's kind of a separate spreadsheet I keep, and it's just like a ledger for myself to know where I'm at. So I always know how much I have to spend. Usually I don't run out of capital. I'm pretty good on, no matter how much I buy, that I have enough capital at this point to fund anything, unless a big bulk deal comes up where it's a couple $1,000s in purchasing. Then I have to keep an eye on what I'm doing. Christy, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, Pokemon anything is good, Loretta. Chad, do I reset it every week? I don't. I pick random weeks, basically. Ivan, the most expensive item I ever sold was years ago. I sold a it was this big around. It was a bell off the front of like a 1920s fire truck. I think we paid like $50 for it. I don't know. We ended up selling it for like $3,000 on eBay. It was very collectible, I guess. It was very vintage, very old time. We sold it for $2,999.99 with free shipping, and we paid like $50 for it. It was a really good purchase, really good turnaround. $1,000 toaster. What kind of toaster was that? Skeleton clock at Lakeland. I go to Lakeland sometimes. Yeah, Eric, I am a spreadsheet maniac. I have like 6 spreadsheets going at any one time. Amazon sales, eBay sales, purchasing, my ledger with my working capital, my overall monthly sales, my expenses and payroll sheet. I keep all this stuff. And when I'm done, I put it all into QuickBooks. So QuickBooks calculates it all for me. It's great. Cut the check. What can I do to make an ordinary item sell quickly on eBay? Free shipping and best offer. Sophia Amoroso, yeah, CEO of Nasty Gal. I've read that story. For those of you that don't know who Sophia Amoroso is of Nasty Gal, look it up, read the stories. She started an eBay business years ago, years and years ago, doing exactly that. She would buy old vintage jackets and clothes and band shirts and buy them for $5 and sell them for $200, $300, $400. She really had an eye for vintage stuff. She started doing so good. I believe she got to $3 or $4 million on eBay a year, which is phenomenal. And she started directing the traffic to her website. And the last time I heard, her website is doing like $100 million a year. And she started on eBay just like you and I. Her first year on eBay, I think she did like $50,000. So if you've never heard of her, please look her up. She's got a really great story. She's out in California now. Retro collector. Did I ever play the old games that I sell, the video games? I have. I've played a lot of them. I love finding them. I still play them to this day. I'll play them for a few days and then sell them. I've done that a lot. Do I do spreadsheets on Excel? Yes, absolutely. I always do Excel spreadsheets a lot. So I do them by hand. I just quickly type them in. It spends like 20, 30 minutes a night doing it. Are there any clothing brands that I stopped grabbing or listing? No, I always grab everything. Even Aeropostale and Hollister and Abercrombie will sell. Banana Republic, New York, The Limited, all that kind of stuff still sells pretty well. Victoria's Secret, Motherhood Maternity sells good. There's really no brands that I don't grab. I always keep my mind open. No, we don't have any kids. We have 2 little fur kids that you guys probably saw in the live video last night, which helps. I know a lot of you guys have kids, so I feel sorry for you listing. I don't know how you guys do it, but you guys are better than I am, for sure. John Bishop, yeah, I do have videos on my spreadsheets. I will try to find them and link them. They're kind of old. I should do an updated one, but I'll try to link at least one of them. If you scroll through my videos on my channel, you'll see some of them for sure. Unlucky with maternity clothes. Lindy, maternity clothes sell best in lots. Lot up like 2-3 pair of jeans, 2-3 shirts, or an outfit, a shirt and a jeans set. I found that works the best. No, Ivan, I don't do auctions at all. Some people love it. If you don't know how much to set it at when you buy something, just look up the similars and do buy it now with best offer. List it high because you can always come down. You can't go up. Steve is heading out. Thanks, Steve, for checking it out. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Thanks for getting me on this live thing. I appreciate it. Artie says hello. Tell Artie I said hello. And I will see you shortly, Steve. I will message you. Steve, check your text message as well. I sent you a text message. Check that out, bud. Do I deal with sporting goods? Baseball gloves. We always do baseball gloves. We don't do really a lot of other sporting goods, I'll be honest. Baseball gloves, catcher's mitts. Oh, we do those protective, those chest protectors, all that protective gear for catchers and football players, the shirts that have the hard shells in them. You guys have seen them in my videos, I'm sure. Am I picky at the bins? Better Barbie? Yeah, I am very picky. I don't just grab and throw stuff in there. A lot of people do. I'm picky. I pick stuff. If I think it looks reasonably good, I will grab it and throw it in there, and I'll look it up later. That's a huge secret at the bin store. Don't pick something up and look at it and browse, you're losing dig time. Grab it. If in the first 3 or 4 seconds you think it's reasonable, grab it, throw it in the cart. And then once you're done shopping, you're ready to check out, go over everything and look for the stains or the holes or the damage. You can always throw something back in the bin. If you pick something up and put it in your cart and later you find it has a hole under the arm or it's stained or something's wrong with it or it's stretched, just throw it back in the thing and don't get it. It's easy, 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 easy. I don't do team shirts. I do sports shirts. Like if it's like a Tom Brady shirt or something like that, then yeah, jersey shirts. I'll do all that kind of stuff. Kids only make listings difficult if you're trying to list toys. I sell toys, so I definitely would have a problem with that. I imagine in the next year or two that might end up in our home. So these videos might get harder with a little crying baby. Chad, yes, I'm going to start doing a live show Q&A Friday every Friday, and I'm going to probably pick 1 or 2 other nights during the week to do live shows for sure. Picking for profit. Where are you at? I'll provide a link. I'm going to provide all kinds of links apparently on the show, but there's a website you can go to look up. If you Google Goodwill bin store locations, it's Goodwill outlet store locations. It'll tell you for every state where they're located. There's a ton of dig time. My new word of the day. Cleveland. Yeah, I know there are some in Ohio. P for P, Google Goodwill outlets. Yeah, for sure. Just Google Goodwill outlet locations, and there should be some. I think there's some in Cleveland. I used to have somebody that was in Cleveland. Let me look. Google. I'm gonna look it up right now. Goodwill outlet locations. I have this saved on my computer, but I have the stream up on that. So Goodwill outlet locations for the website. There you go. It's called GWOutletStoreLocator.com. And then you can go on there. Remy's mom, Kate, snuck by a few minutes ago. Yeah, she did. I don't know what she was doing. Akron, Ohio. Yeah, when I click on Ohio, the Goodwill Outlet Store Locator, I'll link this. This is a good website. But it looks like Ohio is Dayton Outlet Store, Dayton, Ohio on Woodsman Drive. Does that seem right? Akron, Dayton. One in Pittsburgh. There's one in Ocala. Yeah, Ocala is I haven't been to that one. I sound like John C. Riley. I've never gotten that. I've forgotten Josh Hartnett before though. New with tags is difficult to find at the places I shop at. I would love new with tag stuff, but I don't get them, Robin. Unfortunately, I wish. Candace says the Goodwill Outlet Locator store doesn't list all of them. That's correct. The Lakeland one I don't think pops up on there. So if there's somebody in your state that you can learn from, or if you can find one location and then just ask them where all the other locations are. Okay, it's 9:50, so I'm going to go like another 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap this up, and then you guys can watch this on repeat if you need. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like button down there. It's right on down there, just below the video. It really means a lot when I see you guys like these videos, and definitely for the live videos. I know that you guys are digging the live videos, so let me know. Faded Glory new a tag equals win. Akron is 30 minutes away. 30 minutes is perfect because I go 30, 40 minutes every day to mine. So Red Rocket, you're very welcome. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any more questions, as always, make sure to leave them down in the comments of any of my videos, or you can email them directly. My email is in the description box of pretty much every one of my videos. It's really easy. It's smallbusinessmillions with an S at gmail.com. You can also leave it on any social media. You can comment or message me on social media as well. I check everything and write it all down. So, do I pick up shoes? Yeah, sometimes. I picked up a pair of Jennifer Lopez high heels not that long ago for like $3. I sold them for like $30. I do okay on shoes. I don't really target them that much. I'm not very good at them. Buying for resale on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Risky. If you do it, be cautious and get it up for sale right away and get it sold, because after Christmas, if you still have it, you're going to lose money on it. Candace, you're very welcome. Thank you for watching and thank you for coming by. Daddy Sellerman, I am in Tampa, Florida, just outside of Tampa. Jen, in South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, I believe there are some. I'll put the links up afterwards. Ivan, sometimes I lot the clothes if they don't sell. Yeah, Loretta, I like live shows as well. I think I'm going to be doing it. Paul, you can watch Paul Rhodes. I know you said you missed the show, but you can watch this on repeat. In a couple of minutes when I wrap this up, I'm going to have it up on the channel, so you'll be able to check it out and watch it again. Yeah, costumes go out in polybag mailers. The only reason that they wouldn't is if there's something breakable. I had a princess one with a tiara, a necklace, and all that. I put that in a bigger padded envelope that we had. So you find newer tags at Lakeland Outlet all the time. Whew, you're a better digger than I am. I found like one a week if I'm lucky. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Good to see you last week at the bins. Sarasota Hipster. Sarasota has one in Bradenton. It's by the old airport. It's called the Bargain Bins. If you look up Sarasota Bargain Bins, you'll find it. Lewis Dickens, thank you very much. Appreciate that. What type of earbuds are cheap for a good flip? Headphones. I know a lot of people sell Bose headphones. I know a lot of people sell Beats. I know a lot of people sell the Turtle Beach. All those headphones flip pretty well. I've sold quite a few headphones. Plantronics has a good headphone that sells pretty good for $60, $70. If you can pick up the PS4 headphones or the Xbox Ones, those sell decently if you get them. What do I do differently from when I first started to now? I don't make a lot of mistakes. I take better pictures. I use best offer that I never used to use. I use free shipping I never used to use. I stress these things. I give returns to customers when they ask. I don't just get mad at them. I just say, okay, return the item. Here's a label, ship it back, and I give them the refund, and then I just relist it. Poly bags for men's shirts. I order them off of eBay. They are 15.5 by 10, I believe. And I think they're like the 2 mil or 3 mil. I pay for 1,000. I pay like $40. 10 by 13s for polys. Yeah, mine are like 15 by 10s, I think. Lindy, how many hours of sleep do I get? 0. I go to sleep around 2 o'clock typically. Just depends. Wake up time is 7:38. So 6. I try to get 6 hours. I think everybody says 7 or 8 hours is normal. So I figure 6. I can stretch that extra hour. I don't need it. So got 4 new subscribers picking for profit. Awesome. Awesome. No problem at all. I don't suggest any auctions unless you don't care what you get for it and you think it'll go up. I do all buy nows. Nicole's live. I'm hopefully going to do a live show with Nicole. We actually messaged with each other earlier. It's not going to be next week. We're both pretty busy, so we're looking at like the first week or second week of October. Me and Nicole will be doing a live show. Team Kate. Yeah. Kate helps a lot, no doubt about it. The wedding is next year. Alex wants to know when the honeymoon will be. Next year, October. Wondering if I sleep. What did Kate make for dinner tonight? That's funny. I can actually show you guys. We just had barbecue chicken. So I had just finished eating that right before I went live. So she did cook. She cooks a lot. She's great. Auctions for popular items to jeans to blow them out. Yeah, if you're trying to blow items out and it's old inventory and you want to auction it and see what you can do, I would say that's probably the best bet for sure. As long as you don't care what it sells for. But if you're going to do an auction and you're going to start it low, I would suggest adding shipping because you don't want to sell an item for $2 with free shipping and then it ends up costing you like $5 to ship. So be careful of that. Lucky, the show started at 9, so we're going on 1 hour. I'm going to try to keep it right at an hour. I'm going to wrap it up here in just a couple minutes. Chad, I definitely will. Me and Nicole will do updates on our channels. As soon as we lock in a date for the first couple weeks of October, we'll get you guys updated on that. And it'll be on my social media. I know Nicole has a huge social media following, so I'm sure she'll put it on there as well. I can't wait to do a video with her as well. She's really awesome. I've watched her for a while, and I know she has a lot of good information. Yeah, David, we are going to do every Friday Q&A live videos. I'm going to try to target them for between 8 and 9 p.m. start times. I will update you weekly. I'll try to lock in a set time. I'm also going to do a live show once or twice more during the week, and I will update you guys as soon as I pick which days, probably Mondays and Fridays for right now. I might do a weekend show, but I'll let you guys know. But for sure, and it's going to be nighttime because during the day we are busy, as you can imagine. Rami L. Ramiro, thank you so much. Paul, if you list with best offer when you run a sale, it works the same. The best offer price, the starting price shows up as the discounted sale price, and they can make an offer on that. It's exactly the same. That's a really good question. Alex, thank you so much for that. Thrifty, thank you as well. And AK McGrath, thank you very much. I know exactly who you are. Just hit 450 listings. That's amazing, Pamela. I remember when I got to 500 listings, I was super excited. So is driving an hour to the bin store worth it? Absolutely. Get there early, leave late, stay all day if you're driving an hour. I drive 30 to 40 minutes, so I would definitely do an hour. I've driven an hour to the bin store that are a little farther away. Tom, Kate lists all day. She's gone sourcing with me a few times. I'm going to try to get her outsourcing more, but she's really an asset to me at home. She's more productive if we're both not at the store. Although I had in a perfect world, if we hire another employee, that Kate would go out with me and we could go to 2 separate stores and double source because she's really good eye at purchasing stuff as well. So we'll see. 2:58 in the morning in London. Sylvia, thank you so much for staying up with me and watching. That's awesome. Daddy, send me an email. Yeah, Daddy, did you email me, Daddy Sellerman? If you didn't, please email me and I'll respond to all the emails after the show's over. Hour and a half, Pamela. It's worth it for sure. Pittsburgh Mike lives 3 minutes from an outlet. You are very lucky, sir. Michael Anthony, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Went from 1 to 2 a week to 6. That's great, Johnny. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap up the live show here. I've got a few more things I need to work on, some accounting and some other work. I appreciate everybody who came in, all the likes. There's 100 people watching. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. If you want to rewatch this video, it will be up on the YouTube channel, of course, afterwards. And email me any questions, comments, anything you want for next week, or just you want me to answer in general. I'll be happy to get to it. It looks like everybody's doing a great job. Everybody is sales are up. I appreciate you guys staying up late in other countries, Germany and London, everywhere you guys are. So thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Thanks for joining me on this Q&A Friday. Make sure to check the description box. Give me a few minutes. I'll get all those links that I promised you guys down there. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. We'll be outsourcing. If the rain holds off, we'll be out yard selling. So look for that tomorrow night. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much once again.